Hello, I want to say a few words today about self-esteem tips and hopefully to leave you with some self-esteem tips to help you in your personal development walk. And today I want to focus on a few tips that are quite useful to use if we want to maintain our self-esteem at quite a high level on a consistent basis. Because when we are able to do so, as I've mentioned in my other videos, it's very useful in terms of maintaining our personal power and our ability to also support our confidence levels at the same time. So today, one of the tips that I want to give you is to say that self-love is one of the greatest resources that we can use in order to support our self-esteem. And that can be done on a continual basis, so we can foster this deep and loving relationship with ourselves, which will in turn support our self-esteem. And when we do this on a continual basis, that level of self-love that we've created with ourselves actually impacts on the other areas in our life as well. So self-love in general actually supports our personal development because it's a lovely foundational support which is based on self-positive regards and self-love on an ongoing basis. And so one of the main resources, as I mentioned, is to foster a very strong, loving relationship with ourselves in order to support the self-esteem and in order to also highlight any areas where we may not be loving ourselves for whatever reason, and to then have a look at those areas in order to address those issues so that we can feel freer in future to love ourselves, because we have then come to understand that when we love ourselves in this way, our self-esteem is impacted, our self-confidence is impacted, our personal growth is impacted because we have this strong foundation to rely on. And my next tip today that I want to leave you with is to actually look at those areas in our life to see which areas are actually impacting on our self-esteem detrimentally, so that we can clear out and move forward in a positive way without that negativity pulling us back and potentially undermining our self-esteem. So if we have a look at the various areas and relationships in our lives to see which of those areas are impacting our self-esteem detrimentally, we can then address those issues, those relationships potentially, or whatever the situations are, and then we can clear out that energy and make space for positive, life-affirming energy to come in. So doing this exercise on a continuous basis is a really powerful exercise for maintaining high self-esteem and self-confidence, actually, because we do not have these issues chipping away at our self-esteem on a continuous basis as they may have done in the past, because we've addressed those issues, we've set appropriate boundaries, we've taken appropriate action, and we've cleared out that negativity so that we're no longer attracting those types of situations in the future as well. So those 2 points alone, self-love and clearing out those situations, that negative energy that we may have been carrying, that may have been impacting our self-esteem in the past, are 2 very, very useful tips in order to maintain our self-esteem in the future. Because in order to maintain high self-esteem, we need to be able to take it very seriously and to understand the impact our self-esteem has on all areas of our lives, and to realise also that we have an enormous amount of power available to us in order to affect our own self-esteem in a positive manner as well. So I hope those 2 tips are helpful for you, and as always, stay safe and very happy. Bye bye.